Hello, Virgo. So this is your love and relationship reading for January 2018. Okay. All right. Cutting the cards. The first card is a Three of Wands. I have a Ten of Swords. I have the Empress in reverse. Nine of Swords. The Sun. The Star. Very nice. I have the High Priestess in reverse. I have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. And then I have Eight of Wands. And of course, I will pull the outcome card after the main reading. So, very interesting. You've got quite a few swords and wands. But you have these very interesting major arcana cards. And you do have a Page of Pentacles here. It's in reverse though. Pentacles represent earth. Earth is your element. This is about solving problems, focusing, getting down to business. Sometimes it can be the reality check card, a message that kind of brings you back down to earth, forces you to rethink things. So when this is in reverse, and it's interesting that it's next to the High Priestess in reverse, because the High Priestess is all about connecting to your psychic energies and detaching emotionally and paying attention to your gut and trusting yourself. And so I kind of get a big disconnect with the Page of Pentacles here and you trusting yourself. And usually Virgos, like most earth signs like Capricorn and Taurus, you know what you know. You're very confident and secure that once you figure out a problem and you have the answers, you have no problem moving ahead on that. But this kind of draws me to what's going on with your major arcana here. Now, the interesting thing, these are the top women. This is the female energy here. After the Fool and the Magician, you have the Empress, you have the High Priestess, who's number 2 in the major arcana, and the High Priestess, who is number 3. And both of these women, the Empress is about the material world, family, motherhood, sexuality. Anything about our physical, material, sexual, that's the Empress. As far as intuition and psychic energy and understanding the mysteries and the spiritual aspects, that's all the High Priestess. Okay? And so both of these cards are reversed for you, Virgo. And it's kind of alarming because this is very strong female energy for both of these cards. And so when those two cards are reversed as part of your major arcana, it kind of gives me the sense that some of you, even if you're a guy, some of you are dealing with relationship issues. You're not in sync with someone. Someone did break your heart because you still have that Ten of Swords here. I feel like some of you are coming into January dealing with confusing issues here. emotional confusion. Where does someone stand? And some of you probably even had a lot of drama to deal with during the holidays, because you got a 10 of Swords and a 9 of Swords. These are the cards of big issues, arguments and fighting, and lots of anxieties and fears, which is, they can be really big obstacles here. So I kind of get the sense, Virgo, that you're not syncing with someone in love. You two have not been able to see eye to eye, but you have a 3 of Swords here. You're still optimistic. But yeah, why are these two women reversed here? Well, when the Empress is in reverse, we do have issues in love, problems in the relationship. When we get here to the High Priestess, it's a warning, because we're ignoring our gut instinct. We're letting our emotions overrule our what that still small voice is saying to us. So we're not paying attention to our inner voice here when the High Priestess is in reverse. And so these two cards, the Empress and the High Priestess, they're reversed. But the interesting thing is that you've got the Sun and the Star right next to each other. And those two cards, there are no two other cards in the tarot that say, hang in there, it will get better, we promise. No two cards say that like the Sun and the Star together, because the Sun is always a guarantee. This is, you just have to be patient. Things will be, you have every reason to be happy and optimistic. This is not going to last forever. And then the Star comes along and says, you'll get through this. You need to have hope, but you cannot give up. And you need to, don't give up on your dreams. Or in relationship terms, you're dealing with, some of you are dealing with big relationship issues that can either end it or make the relationship stronger. And I feel like the Sun and the Star coming along, in spite of the High Priestess and the Empress reversed, they're coming along as if to say, don't worry, Virgo, you're going to get your groove back. You might be hurting or in pain or disappointment, but it's definitely just a minor hiccup or road bump. Now, so when I look here at what's going on, as far as your past or heading into January, what we're bringing into January is hope and optimism, but yet we're dealing with a lot of emotional pain and regrets, and issues with the relationship. Someone has not been consistent. They have not been there for you. Still, I feel like just issues with someone. You know, for some of you, it might be your partner shifting and acting out and not calling or texting, or just being antagonistic, and you do not know why they are doing that. And it can also feel that for some of you, love is elusive. You've been trying to make plans. You were hoping to spend time with someone during the holidays, but it didn't quite turn out that way. You had expectations with the 3 of Wands. But everything, anything that could have gone wrong in December did. So as we head into this next row here, 9 of Swords, someone's toxic energy. But it can also mean not just the way the toxic energy is affecting you, but it's also about you having fears, being afraid of the future. Sometimes it can mean being afraid of letting go here. And so this is definitely a high anxiety card, but there's definitely drama. For those of you who might have even had an argument and you haven't heard from that person, you might really feel like, yeah, this is a bad situation. I'm really scared of what's going to happen. Are we going to break up or not? So yes, we do have this strong positive energy emerging after the Nine of Swords here, that this is only a minor issue. You're going to get through this. When we get here to the future, like I said, we're still not connected. We're still not trusting ourselves here. We don't know where we stand with someone. The Page of Pentacles. Once again, we have a reversal of Earth, the element of Earth, which is usually solid and stable and centered. But when this Page of Pentacles is reversed, we're no longer productively problem solving. We're no longer focused. It's almost as if we're in a waiting period, that we're putting the stops on everything, and we're not trying anymore, okay, in spite of the optimism here. But interestingly enough, a surprise. When this Eight of Wands happens, it means long distance travel. It can also mean an important romantic message that comes out of nowhere. It can be a very special message. You haven't heard from someone, and then all of a sudden they contact you out of the blue. It also feels as if this Eight of Wands is coming along as if to pull you out of this disconnect that you're having in the relationship. Just being it's almost like you're paralyzed from anxiety and fear, and you don't want to try anymore, even though you might have a reason to try to move forward. I feel like this Eight of Wands is coming along to sort of bring a big surprise, things that you didn't expect, something positive that's going to happen that you didn't expect, that's going to sort of pull you out of this little downturn here. So yes, your relationship issues, or your relationship, or your energy with someone you care about or you're in love with, things have probably not been going well for you. And for some of you, this might be, you know what, I just need to detach from this person. I need to stop thinking about them. I just need to be moving forward instead of waiting around for this person. This Eight of Wands, it's going to be like a little bit of a shakeup for you. And if I feel like it's just going to pull some of you Virgos out of your slump. So I'm going to shuffle for an outcome card. Okay. You have an Eight of Pentacles. And this is all about getting down to business, getting back to the real world. Okay. It's about remaining determined here. So this tells me a couple things. The first thing is that you will pull out of this disconnect or slump, especially with your Page of Pentacles reversed. You're going to focus, you're going to sort of get back up and say, okay, maybe we're broken up, maybe we're separated, maybe this person and I are not getting along right now. But I'm just going to focus on what works for me. The second thing this tells me is focus problem solving. For those of you who are having issues with a partner, this is you sort of getting back into form and saying, you know, this is what I'm not going to tolerate, this is what I'm not going to tolerate. This is also going to be an opportunity because there's another 8 here. You've got some high numbers, 10, 9, but then you have these 2 8s that show up right next to each other. And 8 is the number of focus and determination and moving swift movement and action. Well, not necessarily swift. It's swift with Eight of Wands, but remember, Pentacles are slow. But 8 is the number of always moving forward and being fearless and being willing to take new directions. So these two eights, Eight of Wands and Eight of Pentacles, they come along at a good time for you in January, where you don't get bogged down with what happened before or the grudges. And that tends to happen with some earth signs, but you're like, okay, I need to get moving here. And consider this a little jolt here, a communication, maybe even working things out with a partner who's not acting right. And then you get back to productivity and focus on what it is you want and what your expectations are. So Virgo, that was your reading. And as always, thank you so much for your support. I hope your holidays were wonderful, are wonderful, and I wish you a happy new year. And I hope some of you checking out my channel for the first time. I do have a playlist. It's the 2018 readings for the entire year with predictions, so you might want to check that out. And if you are interested in getting your own 2018 reading or just a grand romany to address career issues or just love issues, it's $30 for the holidays. I'm extending this opportunity for the month of January as well, $30. It's a very extensive reading, 21 cards. So check it out. And I will see you next month. And I will leave you, as always, with a sincere wish of love and light to you for 2018. Take care, and I'll see you on YouTube.